Until I had citrus trees, I had no clue that citrus is a winter crop. Welcome back to Hidden Oaks Homestead. We are back in the kitchen and we're gonna be making some marmalade today. Before the big freeze came in this year, or at the end of last year, we had to harvest a lot of tangerines off of our trees. Our trees are not quite mature yet, but they are 5 years old and they are producing quite a bit of fruit, too much for us to eat fresh. So we wanted to use that fresh fruit and make something out of it. Marmalade is a little bit of a different concept for me because growing up in Germany, everything that was jam or jelly was called marmalade, which traditionally and historically speaking is incorrect terminology. But it's just like using Kleenex. We call it Kleenex because that's what we grew up with. So in Germany and Bavaria specifically, where I grew up, every kind of fruit spread was called a marmalade. So when I learned more about what marmalade actually is, I started looking into the history of it a little bit more. Marmalade, from a puristic standpoint, is a fruit preserve made from citrus fruit and sugar. That's it. You can use honey as a substitute for sugar, but overall it's citrus fruit and sugar. That is it. The acidity along with the sugar that you are using to make the marmalade causes the gelling. It has a long history. Marmalade came around in the 15 and 1600s in Europe, specifically in Seville, which is in Spain. So it has a long history of being made in the Mediterranean and Southern Europe in general. And even though it's associated with UK and English culture, if you are watching Paddington, for example, there's a lot of talk on marmalade going on, and it is traditionally used during afternoon tea, for scones and bread spreads. In general, it's a great fruit spread. It has an amazing amount of vitamin C because it's obviously made from citrus fruit. And the nice thing about marmalade is that you are using the whole of the fruit to make this spread with. Traditionally, marmalade came from Spain, from the Seville area, and it was made from bitter oranges, Seville oranges. Now you can make marmalade with any kind of citrus fruit that you have. For us, in our case, it was tangerines, and we added lemon for the additional acidity in order to help it gel. The recipe we followed was super simple. Whole fruit, sugar, lemon juice. Add a pot, boil it down, fill it into jars, done. I've done a lot of canning around here. We've made jam, we've made jellies, and we canned away our vegetables and fruit preserves in general here in the kitchen. I've never made marmalade before, so this was a new recipe for me to try out. My kitchen smells heavenly. As mentioned, from a puristic standpoint, marmalade is made from the whole citrus fruit and with some added sugar. That is it. However, there are tons of recipes out there with add-ons like different fruits, different flavors, bourbon, whiskey in general are great additives to this spread as well. However, you can really make it whatever you want it to be. In order for us to make our marmalade, we harvested our tangerine trees. We cleaned the tangerines really well. Then we want to peel them. Since you are using all of the fruit, including the peel, you have the chance to use as much or as little as you want. What the peel really does for you, it adds some vitamins, and in the peel itself you have a lot of pectin, which helps chill the marmalade. So we peel the fruit, we press out the juice, we cut up the peel, and then as a first step, what we're doing is we're using the peel and we're boiling it down with some water. This will help get the pectin out of the peel and help with the chilling process in general. Once we have completed the process of boiling out the peel, we can then move on and add the juice from the fruit, because we use the peel for the gelling, we use the pulp for the gelling, and to really make it a nice thick paste that we can then spread on our bread or our scones or just eat with a spoon, and it adds great nutrition to the overall product. After cutting the peel and boiling it out and boiling it down into a mass, we add the juice, we add the pulp, simmer it up for about 10 to 15 minutes to really give it a nice consistency. We then add our pectin to it. I like to add a little bit extra just to give it some extra gelling and some extra mass to thicken it up. And as a last step, we add our sugar to it. Once everything is boiled down and ready to go, we make sure our jars are ready. For me, I like to use my Presto canner. It's an electric canner and pressure cooker that I can use for both pressure canning and for water bath canning. It's an amazing tool, and it makes it really easy for me so that I can step away and just let the pot do its thing. So we get our jars ready, we get our lids ready, we got our rings ready, and we fill the jars with some yumminess. All it takes is 10 minutes of water bath canning and you are good to go. In order to get a good setting, you want to give it about 24 hours to really cool down and give it some time to gel. If for some reason it doesn't gel the way you want it to, or the consistency is not quite there where you want it to be, you can always rebatch it and add some additional pectin in order to make it thicker. If you've never made a citrus preserve before, try it. The taste is amazing. It really is not bitter at all, and you can always add more sugar and more lemon juice to it if you don't like the taste. Though there are easy to follow recipes around, and if you are using the short shell packages, the basic recipe that they provide within their little pamphlet works really well. You can customize it however you would like. Can it in a water bath for 10 minutes. These jars should be sealed just fine, and they will not last very long in our pantry. Overall, mandarin preserves and the mandarin marmalade that we made turned out amazing. The consistency is great, the taste is amazing, and it's a really great add-on to our morning routine and our family breakfasts around here.